In this video, I want to talk about how we might be on a great path of development, of improvement, and sometimes you find that you are getting back to a point where you might be self-sabotaging. And what I find is there are three different things. You need to think about your attachment. So the reason people don't become who they want to be is because they're too attached to who they were. Now, this didn't actually work for me because I had to learn how to shift from and let go of everything that I knew about who I was to who I wanted to become as a leader, as a partner, as a coach, as a leadership coach, as someone who could really go beyond what I already knew about myself. It becomes a doorway for you to fit through, and you have to learn how to rescue yourself before you actually carry everybody else through the door. You need to focus on yourself and what it really means to be able to detach from who you have previously been. The skills that you used to have, the learnings and the frameworks that you've been taught. How do you learn to remold and reshape yourself and become that person you really want to become? Whether it's new habits, whether it's new skills, whether it's a new mindset. The second component I want to talk about is self-sabotage. So you know when things are going really well and then you do something to self-sabotage, something happens and you lose motivation or you lose desire or you even do something that pulls yourself down. I've been there. I'm learning that the more that you are not used to this new vibration of who you want to become, start looking at things that you think you're not capable of. But you're absolutely so capable. In fact, you're on the cusp and literally about to head into this zone of who you are trying to become. But before you get there, your ego is hanging on to what's not used to being there. And even when you feel something is pulling you back or pulling you down, your subconscious mind is not used to being in this state of mind. But you need to let this go. You need to tell yourself that it's safe and you're heading into new territory. The third point is to think about envisioning. So if you are already feeling that your new life has already happened, you wouldn't be looking and you wouldn't feel disconnected from it. But if you feel lost and you felt angry, then you would be back to your own unconscious programming that this is something that you don't already have, that you've lost who you are and you end up playing this game, this vicious cycle of I'm trying to become who this person needs to be versus, oh wait, I'm not capable of it. And you feel senses of imposter syndrome. But if you already experience it in your mind when you are imagining that you have already become this and you stimulate these experiences again in your head, you're able to magnetize and find solutions for you to be able to actually reach that goal. So the final thing that I want you to take away from this is to think about creating that change. Life is like a book, and most people really rewrite this one chapter and they reread this one chapter for the rest of their lives. But when you feel like you need to change something in your life, it means you need to write a new chapter. You need to think about what are the things that I need to do to become this new person. And what makes a great book is when you turn the chapter and you actually didn't see that chapter coming. So these new surprises, these new experiences are what makes life so exciting. The second thing for you to think about is mastery. People live in a world where you can become average at something and earn success from it. But to use as a North Star, I want you to think about Steve Martin's quote, be so good that they can't ignore you. The world will not be able to ignore you if you are delivering a mastered craft, because that is something that you can control. It's something that I can control, and I can't blame the world or the market, and instead I can only take full ownership of the things that I master and create the change that I need to become.